And everyone's muted. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, just like some quick housekeeping stuff, and then we'll get started. I think every one of you has joined, who's on this call, has joined the Revive group. But if people are listening to the recording or whatever, I mean, I think it's gonna be a really good group. We did it last year. I hardly remembered it when Megan brought it up. I was like, I can hardly remember it. But some people had some good success. And even though it's only like $1 to get in, the pot grows really fast. And I'm actually going to match everyone from TeamALIVE who joined. So, you know, it'll be kind of cool. So make sure you kind of tap into that. Jen and Megan and me, and we might ask some of you guys to share some cool things throughout the week. Some of their leaders will be sharing some stuff. So I think it's going to be a good group. Let's see. The 13th, we've got a Push to Emerald group scheduled. I may change that to be sort of like a Coach Basics part 2 kind of thing. We'll see. But if you have any, I mean, all of you guys who are on are already Emerald and above. Hey, Meg. But you know, if you have any of your coaches or whatever who want to join it, they can do that and do the Revive group. The Revive group is kind of like those everyday behaviors that you're doing anyways. You're just kind of documenting and sharing and whatever. And then the Push to Emerald group, or kind of the Coach Basics 2, whatever I end up doing with that. It's the same kind of thing as like the Coach Basics group, where it's small assignments. So I think as long as it's not like too overwhelming to do 2 groups, I think people will be able to do both. I really wanted to get that in there, even though the Revive group kind of came, you know, we kind of planned it last minute, but I really think it'll be fine. The sneak peek into coaching is going to be on the 20th, and I'm going to do an actual 3-day group. I may go back to the event eventually, but for now I'm going to do the 3-day groups, and I'll give people who are in the Emerald group a place to invite people to, something to invite people to. And it's also when the new coach training is going to start for June. So if you guys have any new coaches, get them in the new coach training. Summit's coming up. A couple people on here are going, a couple people aren't. If you're still thinking about going, there's still time to jump in. I remember last year, Alyssa Eisenhower on our team, she decided to go like a month beforehand, bought her ticket. She drove down with a coach she had never met before, and it was awesome. And I'm going to say, I thought about this last week. So last year, from our TeamALIVE, it was me, Megan Page, Janelle, Angela, and Alyssa. And I'm not saying it's like directly from going to Summit or not, but all of them are, sorry, I'm just going to mute people really quick. You know, all of them are diamonds on our team now. I mean, you know, I think there's a lot that goes into it. I think it's your commitment to the business. I think it's, you know, consistency and all that other good stuff. But, you know, those live events are really, really good, and they can be like a turning point for people. I remember Angela comes to mind last year. I mean, she went into Summit with like 3 success points. It was mid-July last year, and she ended the month with like, I don't even know, like 15 or something. It's inspirational. I mean, you're surrounded by these people who, you know, are all in this for the right reasons kind of thing, you know what I mean? You see people who have lost 100 pounds, and it really gets you amped up and motivated. It puts a face to a company. You know, this company has faces behind it, real people who are doing this for a reason, and I think that's what it does for you. So I know the price can be a deterrent for people, especially if you're just starting, but, you know, if you're giving it any thought, let me talk you into it right now. It's definitely worth it. I see Megan Page nodding her head. I mean, it is amazing. Get there if you can. And it's been like that for every single live event that I've been to. It's really amazing. So get to Summit if you're not already going. I'm excited to meet new people there too. I'm really excited to meet some of our new team. Ashley, I'm excited to meet you and, you know, hang out with everyone. We've got a house. So if you are thinking about going, we have a house, and, you know, we'll squeeze you right into it. So that's Summit. Super Saturday is the week after Summit. So if you really can't make Summit happen this year, you know, find a Super Saturday near you. It's the first Saturday in August, I think, the weekend right after Summit. You know, it's an event held quarterly in your hometown. There's sure there's one. If not, well, host one or find one that's closest to you. Raise your hand if you've been to a Super Saturday. Cool. If you haven't been to one, none of you three, I don't know where, I know where a couple of you are, but Megan of Syracuse has a good one, and there's a couple Team Phoenix Syracuse coaches. Claudine is one, Valerie Beecher. And they're awesome. They're from Team Phoenix, not from our TeamALIVE, but Team Phoenix. But they're both really awesome people, and so that would be a good one for you. And then the other two, we'll have to look and see where you guys, where your guys is. But we can find out. The Super Saturdays get registered on the Beachbody website, and you can find one near you. All right, so let's get started. So tonight, I really want to talk about sort of running your business with your heart and how to fuel your fire. I think that in the past couple months, we've been really focused on the systems that we have in place, the systems that we follow for success. And I think we forget about that heart. We lose that somewhere along the way, and it's so, so important. And I think it's almost 50%, maybe even more of your business. I mean, yes, those systems are there because past coaches have had success in that with them, but that heart and that drive and fueling your fire, it's really where it's at. So I really want to focus on the passion, the fire within you, the drive. Those systems are important, but I think the heart is what's going to take you to that next level, take you to that next step, wherever you are in your business, whether you're an emerging leader and you're trying to lead a team to 2-star, 3-star, 5-star, whatever, or if you're brand new and just trying to hit Success Club and add a couple coaches to your team. So I'm going to start with a question. We're going to come back to it throughout the call, and that is, why not you? Why somebody else and not you? I want you to think about that as we go through this call. So I've broken it down into 4 sections: passion, being coachable, dedication, and mindset. Hey, Angela, we talked about you a little bit already. You don't have to catch the recording. No, about your awesomeness after Summit last year and all that other good stuff. But
oh, thanks.
Glad you're here. So passion, being coachable, dedication, and mindset. Okay, so I'm going to start with passion. I'm going to guess and say that when you all started, you had some kind of a passion that drove you to start. Most of you didn't say, I really want to make, $2,000 a week. I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. That's not why you got into this. You had a passion from something else. That's why you started. Probably, as I'm looking at most of you, you guys probably used a program, or you were inspired by something. It changed your life somehow. Somehow that drove you to become a coach. You had a passion for a program or whatever. You had a passion for the challenge groups and the support you got. That all comes down to your story. Okay, and I think that's the foundation that our businesses are made from. People buy why you sell something more than what you sell. Okay, that is can be a whole book. It's called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. If you haven't heard of him, if you haven't watched any of the YouTube videos or gotten his book, I really highly recommend it. Your story is what's going to separate you from a good coach to being a great coach. You have to become the best storyteller ever, because that's what we do on social media. Our businesses are based on telling our stories and telling them well, and telling them in a way that people want to read them and keep coming back for more. You know what I mean? You need to become a storyteller of your life. Okay? And that's going to come back to your why. Your why is what's going to keep you grounded, keep you from giving up when you've had a rough month. Your why. I asked my personally sponsored coaches to come up with their why and send it to me, and I've got something cool I'm going to do with it. I think you got to dig deep and find what's really driving you. All right, you can't just be willy-nilly or whatever, going along. Maybe I'll sell a challenge pack. Dig deep and find out why you are doing this. That's what's going to get you going, get you, talking to people, give you the confidence to say, yes, I really believe in this. You should too. You have something amazing to offer. You are the only one who has your story. No one else has your story. Stories might be similar, but nobody else has your story, your life experience experiences. No one else has your struggles, your successes, the things you're proud of. No one else has that but you. And that's what makes you unique. And I think that's what makes this business really, really cool. So you need to, here's your action steps for this first part. But figure out what your why is. And don't just say your why is, I want to help people. Because, I mean, that's great and all, but there's so much more to it. Why do you want to help people? And I think your why changes over time. My why has definitely changed over time. A ton, completely changed over time. And that's okay too. But wherever you are right now, think about, what you want to do, what this business can do for you, because it can do something for you if you give it a chance. All right. Next one, being coachable. This business is so weird, okay? It's completely new to people. I mean, you see people who, have master's degrees and doctorates and are so intelligent fall flat on their faces in this business because, you know what, it doesn't matter what kind of education you have. It's completely different being, in like an MLM company, running your business online, leading with your heart, because a lot of jobs aren't like that. And I think that's what makes this so different and so weird. So, we don't go to school for this. Our training comes day to day to day, listening to calls and seeing coaches who've had success. I know I never dreamed that I would be doing anything like this at all when I was going to school and getting my, my bachelor's in education and whatever. This was not something I thought I would be doing. So listen to those that have gone before you and are successful. I am learning every single day from people. Be coachable. Let that passion for this get you on these calls and listening to YouTube videos. And if Megan Eggleston shares like a YouTube or whatever, like, she's successful, she's doing awesome, I always make sure that I save that YouTube video and listen to it later. It's not something that I skip. If she posts it, I know I'm gonna watch it. I know that she's sharing something. She knows my time is valuable. She knows that we all have lives and kids and whatever, so I know it's gonna be good. Okay? Don't be too good for other people's advice or knowledge. Next one, dedication. All right, I think this can kind of roll into like your health and fitness as well. No one else can be dedicated for you. You have to do that yourself. It's the same, I think, with your health and fitness journey. I can motivate somebody, I can post inspiration until the cows come home, but until they decide they're going to do it themselves, it means nothing. And it's the same with this business. We don't have a boss who's telling us, what to do. You have to do this from 8 to 9 every day. I mean, I can tell you all day long. I tell the same people over and over and over again, you need to do your power hour. The same people come to me all the time, and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I want to hit this goal by this date, but what do I need to do? And I can tell them over and over and over again, how does your power hour look? Are you doing it? And they tell me no. And I can tell you over and over and over again to do your power hour, just like Megan can tell me over and over and over again, do your power hour, until you're dedicated to yourself and do it yourself. You're going nowhere. You are the CEO. You're in the driver's seat. This is your business. Lead with your heart. Find that passion. Listen to other coaches, but you need to do it yourself. You need to find it within you. It really takes a lot of passion and a lot of dedication to run your own business. I feel like I'm just kind of tapping into that myself, where I'm kind of trying to figure out my own way. How do I train an assistant? How do I make these systems easier? How do I reach more people? I mean, these are questions I'm asking myself every single day, and it's blowing my mind. How do I put all my menus together and share them with you guys? I mean, these are the kinds of things that when you're in a regular job, you might not have to think about, but when you're in the driver's seat, it's all on you, and that's crazy mind-blowing to me. But don't give yourself excuses to why you can't do something. You can. I can sit and think in my mind all day. To be honest, the building the relationships part for me, that's the easiest part for me. Running my team and all this stuff, that's the easiest part for me. When I try to organize myself, I'm trying to train somebody to do that busy work. when I'm trying to figure out how to make a template for my top 10, I mean, I'm like I could sit and just give up, because that kind of stuff, like, just, I feel like I can't do it. And I'm sure you guys all have something like that as well. But you can. If other people can do this, if we see other coaches doing this, you can do it too. They're not smarter than us. They're just people who decided to go for it and they didn't give up. We have the same products. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We're all selling the same thing, right? We all have the same products. We all have the same tools. We have the same number of hours in a day. I mean, we all have this stuff. It really comes down to you. So it's the dedication, the desire to discipline ourselves. In other words, you gotta discipline yourselves. It will separate us from other people. So how bad do you want it? You have to ask yourself that. You have to be present every single day. You have to be present. You're building trust with your customers and with your coaches. And you know, if you decide you're gonna build a team and you're gonna, you know, add to your, you know, your network and whatnot, you know, you have to show up for them. You have to be there for them. That's your job. You know, think about your business as like a store. Your Facebook page is like a store. And if you don't show up one day, if you're like, oh, I'm too tired or whatever, I mean, your store is closed, basically. You're not opening your store. You have to show up for your business every single day. Even if it's just for half an hour, you've got to show up for them. And with that day-to-day stuff, you're going to build momentum, and momentum is what's going to drive you. But you've got to show up every single day. And for some people, that momentum can take a long time to build, and other people, it comes faster. I am very open about the fact that my business got off very, very slowly. I mean, I didn't even know if I was going to work the business, but I started in October. I did not hit Success Club until May. Okay, and then I didn't start. Then I stopped hitting it, and I didn't start hitting it again until August. And from August, from not even August. I didn't hit in August, September. Okay, and from September on, I have not missed a month since it became non-negotiable for me. But my point is, some people, they hit Success Club right away in their first month, and they don't stop hitting Success Club. Other people, it takes a longer time. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful. You can, even if it takes you a longer time, but you've got to show up every single day. You have to, you know, keep going until you get that momentum. You will get it, and it just might happen at different times for you than somebody else. So don't compare yourself to somebody else, because you don't know, you don't know, you know, what their network looks like. You don't know what their audience looks like. You don't know, you know, how much time they're putting into their business or whatever. I also see some people who look at people who get, you know, there are some people who get started right away and they're hitting Success Club 20, and, you know, they're adding people left and right and whatnot. And other people look at them and they're like, what am I doing wrong? And sometimes those people who start off strong like that, I see them lose the momentum because they didn't have that struggle. They didn't have that, you know, how to build this organically right from the ground up. So look at it on the bright side. If you're having trouble getting started, if you're having, you know, where you're day in, day out doing the same things and you're like, why isn't this happening for me? Keep going, because you are learning the hard way, but you are learning how to build this business from the ground up. You're doing it organically, and that will only make you stronger. Number 4, mindset. So important. You have to stay positive. Decide today that you are going to stay positive no matter what. You have to stay positive. You need to have belief in your success, belief that you can do this too. People are successful, especially, like, you know, into some degree, right? We're salespeople in some degree. It's not completely what we are, but in some ways we are. You have to stay optimistic in the face of rejection, and that's what's going to make you keep going. We all get objections. We all get rejections. We all get no's, hundreds of no's. If I can tell you how many no's I got last month, I mean, it was one after another, after another, after another. Everybody gets no's. People who are successful, they fall down too, they fail too, they have trouble too, they just keep going. All right, personal development. Here's where mindset goes with personal development. I know it's the one thing we all skip, right? we all skip the personal development piece. You cannot. You have to do it. And these kinds of training videos, they don't count as personal development. Personal development is working on you as a person, as a leader, as a business owner. If you don't have a book that you're reading, pick one up. Or listening to audibles is really good if you don't have that to listen to, like in the car, if you're busy, or when you're doing dishes or whatever. You have to do your personal development because, you know, as you go through in your business, you're going to have times where you want to give up. You're going to have times where you're like, what the heck am I doing, putting all this time into this business and getting nothing out of it. You're going to have times, if you're as a leader, where you're going to question your ability to do what you're doing. I can't tell you, I mean, I just went to Megan recently and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know how to lead this team. I am right on the brink of a huge goal, and I'm like, you know what? I have no idea. I remember going to the NLC in LA in January and thinking, oh my gosh, I like talking to like corporate people, and they knew me, and I'm like, this isn't right. This doesn't feel real. And that's where that personal development comes in, where you have to believe in yourself that you can do this, that you are just as good as the next person, that if someone else can do this, you can too. Personal development will give you what you need to keep going even when you don't want to, and you'll learn a lot from it. And I take my personal development and I infuse it into my challenge groups, and I infuse it into my social media posts. It's there in everything. So if you're not doing it, make up your mind today that you can do it. You can find 5 to 10 minutes a day to read a book. I know you can. I know everybody can. I know everybody's busy, but I know you can do it. It's so important. Your business depends on it. So find that personal development book. If you need help finding a book, why I mentioned one, start with why. There's one. If you don't have a personal development book, go get that one tonight and start reading it tonight. Okay? All right. So that's what I've got for you. Passion, be coachable, dedication, and mindset. All right. I am going to, tired. I'm going to open it up for questions, comments. If you guys have anything to add, there's a couple like leaders. Hey, Eric. If there's any, there's a couple leaders on this call. If you guys have anything to add, I think it's really cool to hear from other leaders who are leading teams of their own right now and doing their own cool stuff. So yeah, I'm going to open it up. Feel free to unmute yourself. Who's going to go first? Anybody? Okay, let me ask you guys this. Who is reading or has read a personal development book or listened to or whatever that was really good that you might want to share with everybody?
This is Angela. The first one I read was The Compound Effect, and that was like my favorite one. But I've listened to a lot. I just finished the 10X rule. That was really good.
What was that about?
Just like doing everything like 10 times, like putting 10 times effort. Like one of the things from that was don't lower your goals, but increase your actions.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All
I
right.
like that one.
I have not heard of that one. I'll do it. Would you say the 10 time?
The 10X rule.
10X.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I have to second her. The Compound Effect. Well, I'm notorious for starting books. I'm in the middle of about 4 different ones, including Compound Effect, which I started a long time ago when I first started coaching with it. I have to agree with you. That's a really, really good one. That's another really good place to start, the Compound Effect. Cool. Anyone else?
I have my, I don't know if you can see this. It's backwards. Start by John Acuff. I know Angela's read it. It's phenomenal. I actually got it when I was teaching online. They gave it to us at our big summit for online teaching, and he spoke at our event. Like, amazing. So start John Acuff. It's JONACUFF. amazing book. Awesome. Like
Cool.
it's just kind of like, you know, escape the fears, escape average, punch fear in the face, and just go for it. You know, you just like read it and you're like, okay, I can do this. You know, it just gives you that like energy, right? Because a lot of them, like I read and I'm like, okay, this is great, but I love You Are a Badass, number one. And I mean, I think listening to the audio was even better because it was her, right? Doing it, but Girl Boss, I'm still kind of working through. I like the message, but I'm still waiting for a little bit more of a message. But those are my big ones. I love Start. Love it.
Cool. Maybe that will be my next one. Start. I haven't read that one. You Are a Badass was good though. If you need like confidence or whatever, it's a good one.
You know, I will say hold on, I'm just looking at my Audible. The confidence code was good. I mean, it kind of just reaffirmed why we all, as women, kind of question ourselves. Mm-hmm. It felt like it didn't give me enough action steps, but it did talk about like how do you talk about confidence with your daughters and teach them, you know, these steps. So I thought that was it was a good one. Like I could see I was working out and I'm like, you know, okay, I got it. You know, sometimes you're just listening and you're just listening, but and anything by Brené Brown is amazing. I mean, she's pretty awesome. So those are my go-to.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else? How about this question? We got about 10 more minutes. Does anybody feel like they have sort of stalled in their business? I want to talk about it.
Janelle's like, go ahead, Megan. I just read her mind. No, I feel like I've stalled in certain areas, but I'm trying to focus in others. Mm-hmm. So, and that's something that I'm trying to teach my team. As much as I am always trying to, you know, hit Success Club or whatnot, I'm also, you know, trying to build a business. So I feel like my goals change. Mm-hmm. Almost monthly. You know, for a while there, it was just like, man, I need to make some, I hate to say I need to make some money. I need to work on my volume. And then now it's building my husband to Diamond. So that's my like end all be all goal. So I feel like in a sense, it's taken away from my business, but it's also still supporting my business, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. You know, my warm market is, you know, I still have to keep massaging it and reaching out because I've reached a lot. You know, the people that I see every day and talk to. So it's like, you know, incrementally I need to continue to grow, which is hard.
It is hard. And I think you're not alone in that. I think, you know, I see a couple of faces who we've had like personal conversations about stuff, and even myself. I'm thinking about myself. You know, I think what it really comes down to, if you really want to like just pinpoint one little thing, is are you talking to enough people? You know, do you have enough contacts you're talking to? And if, you know, if you're, you know, if you feel like that's drying up, and I feel like that a little bit myself, like how can you fix that? And I look around at some successful coaches, and you know, I'm thinking, you know, maybe I gotta put some time into Instagram, and my, you know, I'm putting time into my like page, but it's not giving back as fast as I need to. You know, maybe you know, finding more ways to build contacts. I don't know, but I mean, I think, and I think when we do stall, I think it's often, especially if you're doing the right behaviors each day and you're still stalling, which does happen, you know, maybe it's that you need more people in your in your circle, you know, because I mean, you run out, you just do, you know, I don't know, but I think that's something to think about. I've looking at some really successful coaches who really built their businesses on Instagram, who have like, you know, 13.3K followers on Instagram or 30,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, there's something there. And Snapchat's another one. And it's so hard to think about finding the time to, you know, build myself on Instagram. You know, I forget to go on there and check, and I forget, you know, I've got my hashtags saved and I try to put them in over there, and it's something that I'm not used to doing, but maybe that's like where you're, you know, thinking about how to build your contacts and really, you know, reach more people, basically. I don't know.
Hold on. I love that, but I have to say, so I'm in this Marketing Impact Academy with Shalene. And you know, she says, where are your lifers? So that's the first thing that you have to, like, I want to say I want to be on Instagram, but my people, like, I'm almost 40. We're not on Instagram. We were like using it back in the day for like changing filters on our pictures. And then like realizing 3 years later that people could actually see our pictures. Seriously. That was like my Instagram, you know, so like you have to figure out, you know, if you're comfortable with that, awesome, go for it. But if not, figure out where are your people and go for it. Because like Angela, you've got the Instagram down and it just goes right into Facebook and it's like perfect. And you want to have that infinity where you're not like, oh, I got to be over here and then I have to repost over here. You know, you want to just have that in the affinity that is just like a full circle and whatever. But find out where your people are and where you can connect. Because I don't even know how I would approach somebody on Instagram.
I know
My people are all Pinterest. Like,
and that's another place you could do it.
Yep.
See, for me, it comes down to time. You know, maybe when my kids are in school and I have, but it's so hard to. But I know exactly what you're saying. Finding your lifers, your squad, your tribe. And that's the difference, I think, between legit, like quality contacts and just contacts. It's two different kinds. Anyone else? No one?
Becky, you're getting Instagram down. I can't really figure out Snapchat. I mean, I'm finally starting to get it a little bit, but it seems like a market for the preteen or the teenagers and the high or the college age more. But Megan Eggleston's really figuring it out, you know. So
the thing with Instagram is I've gotten a lot of followers, but they're all already coaches and fitness people.
Right.
Well, that would be your hashtags, though.
I even took fitness and everything out of my hashtags.
I
did more like over 40, healthy mom, busy mom, trying to attract those kind of people. And I'm still getting clean eating groups, fitness coaches, it works people. So I went from 10 to 130 followers, but it's nobody that's gonna.
I know what you're saying. Keep going, though. If you're in the swing of things.
I post down there 3 to 5 times a day.
Awesome. I seem to go in spurts with it.
It's just habit now. I post on Instagram and send it to Facebook at the same time.
That's a good thing. I know I see other people doing that too. It's a good thing to do. I always forget, though.
I'm like 50-50 with that. I don't do it every time, but I do it a lot.
Anyone else have anything? No? Raise your hand if you're in the Revive group. If you aren't and you want to, there's still time to join. I think it's going to be a really cool group. All right, so I'm going to give you guys some homework. If you haven't written down your why yet, I know I already asked my PS coaches to do it. Write down your why and dig really deep for it. if you're my PS coaches, you should do it because there may be a little gift involved with it. So do it and send it to me. The other one is to make sure you have a personal development book or something that you're reading or listening to. And I think like we listed some really great ones. One thing I didn't say is that getting away from like Beachbody can be really, really good for your business. These calls and listening to coaches and whatever is awesome, but really becoming like a legit like business owner, entrepreneur kind of person, like get those books that like an entrepreneur would read that doesn't have to do with Beachbody, because that's going to take you to the next level. And there's some good podcasts too, like what's the one, entrepreneurship or entrepreneur leadership. I have to look on my phone and let you know. That's really going to take you to the higher level and keep you pushing. All right, well, thank you guys all for being on. And I didn't post this in the group, but I'm going to do a prize drawing for everyone that got on. I'm going to just snap a quick picture. I'm going to do it. Let's just use my phone. I won't post this picture. I'm just taking it so that I can, oh, you guys want to all smile and we'll do a picture? How do I do it for my computer? Anybody know? I'll just do it like this. Everybody smile. Hang on. I'll count to 3. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll do a prize drawing for all you awesome people who are on the call. All right, have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.